Hey! Imagine being on a beautiful, tropic, deserted island with sweet fruit and turquoise water. So what's the first thing you do? Sure thing, play some video games, but there's a catch. You're only allowed to bring 6 games and they shall be from different genres. Create your own fun, or own adventure is the name of the game here. With you creating what's fun for yourself, you have or almost unlimited possibilities for things to do, which can waste a big amount of time. You'll see what I mean with that when we get to the games. Speedrunning a game is a lot of fun. Mastering all mechanics in the game and finding an optimal route and tricks to save time is really cool and will waste a lot of time. And yeah, that's the thing you want to do on that island. When I think of games to play over and over again, I think of games like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, where your goal is not to get to the end, but to reach a score as high as possible. You might be able to sense a relation to the title of this genre. Single player games get predictable after a while because of AI behaving the same way every time you play. But with real, unpredictable human beings, things will stay fresh and challenging. How do you avoid getting bored because you know the levels in and out? Yeah, that's right, you just play a better game. You play user-generated levels. And the final genre is roguelikes. For obvious reasons. I mean, roguelikes are the genre that is known for being infinitely replayable, by having so many random elements that keep the experience fresh. Oh, and they're as hard as my rock-ass solid muscles! Just trust me on that one. So finally, let's start with the games and the first genre. Infinite worlds means infinite possibilities. If you are creative enough to build anything but a dirt hut, you could theoretically build gigantic structures, cool adventure maps, or you could even use some game-changing mods. But the base game already is a great sandbox game and just a great game in itself. And also, this game probably has the best video game soundtrack ever. Fight me. If you thought Minecraft was an epic adventure, well, Terraria is here to prove you wrong, with a whopping 12 bosses and an insane amount of items and weapons. In Terraria, you spelunk through more or less complex randomly generated worlds, and through its expert mode and different classes and an innovative soundtrack, it definitely has quite some replayability. But its building capabilities are not as complex as the ones found in Minecraft, because of it having one more dimension. Oh, and by the way, Terraria also has a few big mods that add quite a bit more to the base game. GTA 5 is a classic, it's good old sandbox fun. You could potentially play the story if you're a weirdo. But if you're normal, you'll probably just mess around, fighting cops, driving around the city, and doing stupid shit with the cheat codes. Roblox is truly genius, with it having so many different and diverse games in the game itself, and a simple yet classy art style. Wait, it isn't Roblox? The Escapists 2 does everything the first part did, even better, with co-op, better graphics, bigger prisons and even more items. This game stays fresh for a long time, by being able to complete it in so many different ways, by either going rampage and stealing the guards' keys, or digging your way out, it's your choice. Super Mario 64 is another classic. Everyone has played a bit of Super Mario 64 in their life, and it's also one of the most speedrun games today. But why, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see what I did there? Anyways, the answer is very simple. Movement! As many other people have stated, it just feels good to move Mario around in this game. And you can do a lot with the game's movement mechanics, like the backwards long jump, a crucial move in speedrunning this game on 16 or 0%. Oh, and by the way, movement will be an important factor on this list. Super Meat Boy is a cool game and mind-numbingly tough, which will give you a lot of room to master this game. Also, movement feels pretty good as well. Yeah, I don't have too much to talk about. It's cool. Anyways, moving on. Celeste might just be the best rage game ever created, with a great soundtrack and even better graphics and gameplay. Celeste has a story about overcoming your anxieties, and it even introduces elements of the story into the gameplay. Oh, and did I mention that this game is tough as nails? And even after completing the main game, you still have the B and C sides left, so you have a lot of game to play, which with even better movement than Super Meat Boy, by using more moves like climbing and air dashes, will stay fun and interesting. Half-Life 2 is another classic, but it seems like Weird Pig is a game for speedrunning because it's quite story-based, which is where movement comes back into play, because 3D movement never felt as good as in the Source engine, with stuff to master like the B-hop or the accelerated back-hop, which don't sound too impressive but are a pleasure to pull off. And did I tell you could fly with f***ing pallets? Okay, you got me again, Valve, I'm sold. All of us have that inexplicable urge to play Tetris sometimes, and what better version of Tetris is there than Puyo Puyo Tetris, with you not only being able to play only Tetris, but also Puyo Puyo and a mix between both, and you can even play against bots in different difficulties and real players, as long as you have a good internet connection on your island. Hotline Miami is stupid, bloody 80s techno fun, with you trying to keep up insane combos in the later levels for maximum high score, which would actually be pretty simple if the game wasn't so kick-ass hard. So let's move on to a game without difficulty, I guess. I know this was a short one, but this game is pretty self-explanatory. Stardew Valley. Why is this a high score game again? Why did I even put this on this list? Wait, give me a second. Yeah, right, after 2 years you get ranked in this game. By your dead grandfather. This is a high score game, okay? Shut up. So this is a quite interesting high score game, with you having quite a lot of time before you get rated, so you can attempt to beat your high score in many different ways, to try and figure out how to get the most money and the best grandpa rating. This is another weird high score game, but the Super Mario series had a score counter from the very beginning, and even though I'm kinda bored with the new Super series, the Wii U/Switch version is probably one of, or even their best. And I think that finding the optimal route to collect the most coins, kill the most enemies and run as fast to the flagpole as you can to optimize that stupid score in the top right corner that nobody cares about could actually be kinda fun. You can't say competitive online games without Additive or Smash Bros. So I just took the latest and greatest installment in the series with a big single player mode, lots of characters to master, and online play, you have a lot to do in this game. Like in most other fighting games, but on freaking steroids. Look at this character roster, this is madness! Hey, another Valve title. CSGO is a name to everyone interested in competitive gaming. It's a highly strategy-based, more tactical game, so you need to communicate a lot with your teammates. I don't have too much to say about it, because I don't really play it, but I can say much more about the next game. Hey, another Valve title, but to be honest, TF2, even though it isn't as big as CSGO, I actually prefer it to CSGO. That's because of two factors. Firstly, TF2 got 9 different classes that all play really differently, and even got subclasses with the insane variety of weapons. And secondly, TF2 has a bigger focus on movement mechanics than CSGO. Even though both games have B-hopping, TF2 takes it to an entire new level with rocket launchers and sticky bombers, just begging you to try cool shit. So yeah, try it, it's free. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is definitely a cool game, but I think that compared to the other games, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a bit blind, because of it not having as many maps, although it does have quite a few. But I think that it's lacking character variety, because most characters, bikes or cars, play pretty similar, and the items, although keeping the game fresh, make it hard to master the game because of the RNG that comes with them. Hotline Miami 2 is like Hotline Miami 1, but with even better music, although some of the characters don't feel as good as protagonists from the first game. The expansive level maker, the awesome music, and the hard as nails gameplay from the first game will keep you going for many hours. Hey, another Valve title, and also the first puzzle game on this list. F you, Tetris, you're not a real puzzle game, you don't even have any puzzles. This is one of my favorite games of all time, but that's mostly because of GLaDOS being very charming and funny, but it's still a lot of fun to puzzle through the user-generated levels and create your own. Hey viewer, yes you, do you know what Levelhead is? No? Well, me too. Okay, so Levelhead is a game created around the level creator and released in early access shortly before Super Mario Maker 2 released. You play as a tiny robo-delivery boy bot delivering this little companion cube to the exit, and you can even use it for platforming. With fast, fun, fluid and diverse gameplay, Levelhead definitely is fun for a long time. Oh yeah, this game even got a campaign. Frick yeah, if that ain't a deal and a half. Bigger, better, and yeah, just bigger honestly, Super Mario Maker 2 brings back the Red Plumber with even more content than in the first game. And now for the first time on the console that's not dead. But honestly, what do I even have to say about Super Mario Maker 2? You have played a Mario game before, and this is just a Mario game with lots of levels. A gungeon crawler where everything is gun based. There's even a bullet shooting guns, shooting bullets. Like, what more do I have to say about this game? It's great! Isaac is a game that really nails the randomization aspect of roguelikes. The rooms are randomly patched together, but the rooms themselves were pre-built. But the items you can find on each floor are totally randomized in each of the item pools respectively. So every time you play it, it just feels totally different from your last run. The platforming roguelike. It doesn't have too many items, but instead better random level generation. Once you finish the game, you can go for the secret final boss, being a hard and incredibly well hidden secret. This is an interesting one, because it really is a roguelike, being like the game Rogue, with it being a dungeon crawler and more or less turn-based, at least with one character. With the other characters on the other hand, you move to the rhythm of the music, either to the game's soundtrack or, and this is where replayability comes into play, to your own music. So you can set your own difficulty with the speed of the beat, as long as you have Spotify on the island anyways. So, here are the winners for all 6 genres. So, the first game for your deserted island is obviously Minecraft, because of 3D offering the most potential for creativity, and the sandbox aspects in Minecraft are just much better than in each of the other games. This was a close one, but Super Mario 64's movement just felt a bit better in every aspect than Half-Life 2's, and the story is less annoying. I just love Puyo Puyo Tetris, even though Smash Ultimate might be the better pick here, because of the insane amount of characters to master. I just gotta choose Fortnite. Wait, this is actually written into the script. Didn't I choose Team Fortress? The game with a variety of classes, items and actual good online play. But it seems like I chose Fortnite. It's the better game anyways. The level creator game really got me thinking, but in the end I chose Portal 2. With a great base game and some puzzle fun, this will keep your head going on that island unlike other games. Yes, I'm talking about you, Tetris. F*** you. All of the roguelikes on this list are great games, but I think that Afterbirth Plus, having so many different items and easy modding and lots of great mods as well, adding even more bosses, enemies and items just makes it the perfect roguelike. So these are the games I picked, and even though I tried to be objective, or rather logical, these are still subjective picks, and I would love to read about which genres and games you picked in the comments. And it would be nice if you could leave some feedback as well, and thanks to Plaken for giving me feedback on my last video. And because I have no idea how to end this video, I'm just going to tease the next one. Head cheese!